Harrison Ford's most brutal insult for Han Solo before The Force Awakens return would have pinched George Lucas hard. While Harrison Ford has headlined many acclaimed releases on both the big and small screen to this date, for many, his career is mostly defined by Star Wars and Indiana Jones. Given how rich his filmography has been, it's safe to say that being linked to one specific franchise would be frustrating for any actor, and the actor hasn't shied away from dishing out playful jabs at the IP. Although most of his apparent issues with Star Wars seemingly boil down to its cultural impact, which has often taken the spotlight away from Ford's other works, he did have one specific issue with his character. Despite Han Solo's stature in the beloved franchise, Harrison Ford isn't really a big fan of his persona. Considering Solo refused to learn from his mistakes on several occasions, without Harrison Ford's charm, the character might not have been such a hit, as he lacked nuance. Speaking of Han Solo's one-dimensional characteristics, before returning to the franchise in 2015, the Indiana Jones star deemed Solo, via EW, he's dumb as a stump, and added that he's much less interesting than his other iconic gig. He's got a good heart, but I think he's certainly a much less interesting character than Indiana Jones. He was the foil between the other more compelling elements of the film, between the sage old warrior and the young hero. There's not much breadth of character to explore beyond what we got out of him. However, it doesn't seem Ford's criticisms are coming from a place of detest towards the IP, but quite the contrary, as it further highlights that past his playful jabs at the character, he deeply cares about Solo, even though Ford has been quite vocal about his frustrations of being always linked to Han Solo, which is reasonable as most actors don't prefer to go by just one role. It appears that his detest against Solo is greatly exaggerated. Not only Ford was ecstatic to return as Han Solo in The Force Awakens under J.J. Abrams, but he also clarified that the narrative surrounding his stance against Han Solo was blown out of proportion.